Now at 10, an investigation begins into the death of a woman at the Webb City Jail. Plus, Kansas could join a number of states prohibiting cell phone use in the classroom. And
the Nevada Fire Department is getting reinforcements to its crew. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's quiet for now, but it won't be for much longer. Expect a change in the weather. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Strong storms are going to be making their way into the 4 states. Let's head straight to meteorologist Austin Stantz with a first look at what we can expect.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. So for now, as you mentioned, things are quiet out there. Temperatures still very mild outside this evening. Cloud cover going to encompass the region, getting fairly thick overnight, and that's going to keep us very mild. Temperatures back into the 60s by the morning, but you start to see some showers and thunderstorms starting to roll in between 6 a.m. It could be a loud commute out there as you're getting ready to head out the door, but temperatures for right now still very mild out there. But we are looking at least at a marginal risk of severe weather across the 4 states, or a 1 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. Our main concern with this system is going to be high winds, heavy rain, and the potential for hail. Now, there is a low tornado risk. It's not zero, but I'm not really expecting that to take shape. Now, the timing of this, looking between 4 a.m. and noon. Coming up, we're going to break down the timing and impacts coming up in my full forecast.
All right, we'll see you soon. The Missouri State Highway Patrol launches an independent investigation after a woman dies in the Webb City Jail. An autopsy was scheduled for today as authorities work to determine the cause of the death. The victim, 41-year-old Terry Gaston of Joplin, was found unresponsive in her cell last night as officers prepared to transfer her to the Jasper County Jail. Despite immediate CPR and emergency efforts, she was pronounced dead. Gaston was arrested Monday for driving while intoxicated as a persistent offender and for child endangerment. The Jasper County coroner joins the Highway Patrol in conducting that investigation. The murder trial of an Independence, Missouri man wrapped up its 3rd day of testimony at the Cherokee County, Kansas courthouse today. Kyle Butts is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. It stems from gunfire at a home in Baxter Springs, Kansas in November of 2022. Authorities found 3 victims, 2 of them, Jeremy Murphy of Anderson, Missouri, and Craig Gwynn of Pineville, Missouri, died at the scene. The 3rd victim, Seth Gwynn, was critically hurt. The Joplin Police Department launches a new crime-fighting tool. The Joplin PD app allows folks to provide anonymous information. Joplin's chief of police says the new app will help solve crimes in the community while protecting the identities of anonymous citizens. Officers receiving crime tip information cannot see the reporting person's identity, location, or IP address. If the person provided a tip and so wishes, officers can also have a 2-way conversation with that person without revealing their identity. The app is a free download. The Nevada, Missouri Fire Department is seeing a significant change. After operating with a 4-man crew for nearly half a century, an extra firefighter will be on duty during all shifts. KOAM's Kenny Foreman finds out why the move will make a big difference in the department and in the community.
For Nevada Fire Chief Taylor McClintock, sometimes doing what's best for the department means breaking tradition.
We've always been 4-man crews since about the 70s. Our call volume has increased from around 800-900, and we've doubled that to around 18 to 1900 in the past 4 or 5 years, with the addition of more medicals and more fire calls. So getting 1 extra person per staff was my #1 priority.
As the department continues to receive an influx of calls, having an extra firefighter can open up more possibilities, such as being able to answer multiple calls at once, and when needed, being able to send more firefighters to 1 call.
When we go on calls, if we have that extra person or an extra person on duty, it's safety. In case somebody gets hurt, we're able to handle multiple different calls at one time if that does arise. We have a lot of overlapping calls, so if we need to, we can split up crews and respond to multiple calls at one time.
Of course, getting city approval was not an easy task, but McClintock was successfully able to explain why the extra personnel is essential when it comes to serving Nevada's citizens.
Just giving them different data about efficiency of more firefighters, response times, and also safety. And it was something that they thought was paramount that they needed to act upon and hire more firefighters for the city of Nevada.
And for the rest of the crew, welcoming a new face should be no challenge at all.
The morale's always pretty good around here, and I think the way that shifts are set up right now, everybody gets along pretty well, and so we all normally get along pretty well. We'll have some games or whatever out, and we have a good time though.
In Nevada, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
In addition to their most recent hire, the department's expected to hire 2 more firefighters, one in July, another at the end of the year. Pittsburgh's new fire chief is settling in after being sworn in this week. Chief Jack Spencer grew up in Valley Center near Wichita. After high school, he attended the University of Maryland. Spencer spent 25 years with the fire department in Washington, D.C., working his way to battalion chief before retiring from there just last month. The new chief says he hopes to bring his expertise in a larger district and apply it to the community of Pittsburgh.
I do want to do a lot of training with the newer the people on the department. I know we have a good number of them that have only a few years on the job, and so to be able to bring that experience and to bring that training and to share that with them is what I'm really hoping to do.
Chief Spencer says Pittsburgh is going to be the perfect size of community for him as he hopes to lead and guide that younger group in the squad. A Kansas bill would prohibit students from using personal electronic devices like cell phones during class, with some exceptions. There are several local school districts that already have restrictions, but this bill would make it statewide. KOAM's Tanya Bach takes a closer look.
From a smartwatch to wireless earbuds, Kansas students could be experiencing a policy change statewide. Kansas Senate leaders introduced a bipartisan bill on January 6th banning cell phones and other electronics in K-12 classrooms. Not only would students have to have personal electronics turned off, but also inaccessible during class. Senate Majority Leader Chase Blasey says phones interfere with learning and social development, stating, quote, "We will ensure students can flourish, grow, and be free from digital pressure that weighs so heavily on a child's mental and physical health." The proposed rule includes phones, tablets, computers, smartwatches, and wireless headphones. The bill allows exceptions for students who need devices for medical reasons or special education plans, and students could still contact parents using school-provided phones. If passed, school boards would have until September 1st to adopt the new policies. For KOAM News, I'm Tanya Bach.
Bill would also restrict school employees from using social media to communicate privately with students. If passed, Kansas would join more than 30 states banning cell phones in the classroom. It's a shakeup for one of the country's biggest spectator sports coming up. The head of NASCAR announces his resignation. But up first, a deadly incident involving multiple ICE agents ends in one woman's death. That's just ahead.
And the MSSU Department of Communication.
A 37-year-old woman was killed today in Minneapolis when an ICE agent opened fire on her as she drove her SUV on a snow-covered street. The Trump administration is defending the ICE agent, saying he acted in self-defense. But as Jennifer Mayerly reports, the mayor of Minneapolis is demanding ICE agents leave his city.
Protesters took to the streets of Minneapolis Wednesday after an immigration and customs enforcement officer shot and killed a Minneapolis driver during a traffic stop.
But what we do know is that a 37-year-old woman is dead and that she was shot by ICE.
This eyewitness video appears to show the incident. A red SUV surrounded by ICE agents in South Minneapolis. They attempt to pull the driver from the car, but it appears the car starts to drive off. 3 shots are fired. before the SUV slams into a nearby parked car. Authorities say Renee Nicole Good was shot in the head in front of a family member, that she was a U.S. citizen and not a target for an ICE-related arrest.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bull. To ICE, get the Minneapolis.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem defended the actions of the ICE agents.
It was an act of domestic terrorism. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him.
The Twin Cities have been on edge since more than 2,000 federal agents were deployed to the area to conduct immigration raids and to help with a widening fraud probe.
To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough.
The shooting is being investigated by the FBI and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Jennifer Merrily, CBS News, Minneapolis.
A little later, artificial intelligence steals the show at this year's Consumer Electronics Show.
Mother Nature can cause a few speed bumps in your morning commute. I'm tracking the latest on some storms arriving in the 4 states. All right, well, we have a 1 out of 5 or marginal risk of severe weather that we're going to be looking into heading into our Thursday morning. Right now, taking a look at our Skywatch storm tracker, we see that system right here off to our southwest. Take a look at the extensive coverage that this system covers here off to our southwest. You'll notice all this cloud cover is a part of that system. That's going to begin to push in overnight into our Thursday morning and could cause some troubles for our morning commute. We'll talk about that in just a second. Here we are right now, temperatures still in the upper 50s, low 60s out there tonight. Expecting temperatures to remain fairly mild overnight, 55 degrees. A few pre-dawn showers can't be ruled out and actually would be helpful in kind of containing some of the instability in the atmosphere and really controlling some of those thunderstorms that we're going to see. Now, here we are, the Storm Prediction Center giving us a 1 out of 5 or marginal risk of severe weather. What we're expecting, mainly a wind, hail, and heavy rain event. Tornado risk is low, but not zero. And I've got more data that's coming in that's kind of highlighting the areas that if we do see any tornadic activity, likely going to be contained off to our southwest or northeastern Oklahoma. Now, let's take a look at the timing here. Coverage here, notice overcast skies begin overnight tonight. Southerly winds still bringing in a lot of that moisture. That's going to help fuel some of these thunderstorms here. And this first band of rainfall could really be helpful in taking out some of that instability. That would be helpful, but we could use the rainfall nonetheless. So as long as we get some heavy rain, that's what we're looking for. But off to our southwest here, we see this line begin to develop right around 8 a.m. here. We're looking at Yates Center, Fredonia, Coffeyville, Bartsville, Veneta, all the way down to Tulsa. You'll be seeing some severe weather beginning to move in between 6 and 8 a.m. Right as you're getting ready to head out the door, the kids are trying to get on the bus. Make sure everybody knows their plan for the morning. Again, not a widespread severe weather outbreak, but this is going to pose some troubles heading out the door. So just make sure your children have a plan. Give yourself some extra travel time. Whatever device you use to get weather alerts, keep that handy. So this way, if you're getting ready to head out the door, you have a severe thunderstorm warning, a rare tornado warning that can't be completely ruled out, but wait till that storm passes, then get on the roadways. Now, here's, as we mentioned, between 6 and 8 a.m. Now, Joplin Metro, you'll be looking between 10 a.m. in the noon hour. Now look at this line really starting to develop. Once this becomes more of a linear event, we're going to be throwing that tornadic activity off to the side, not really worried about that at all. That risk kind of fades away, and we're just looking at mainly a wind event after around 10, 11 o'clock. Temperatures still in the 60s here. Now by noon, passing Joplin Metro, heading into Stockton, Monette, Anderson, Cassville. That's where that line begins to move through there. By the time we reach that 2 o'clock hour, things are starting to quiet down for us. Temperatures, though, still in the upper 60s. It's going to be a very mild day. Even after those storms and above average temperatures, but the cold front is going to come through, just not until the overnight hours of your Thursday. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, heading into Friday, that cold front will pass 51 degrees there, but on the back edge of that system, we're going to see some wraparound moisture. Once the cold front comes in, a wintry mix can't be completely ruled out. No accumulation would be expected, and it would be overnight. Heading into Saturday afternoon, things are going to clear up. We're back into the upper 40s on Sunday, headed into the 50s next week. Our next system that we're keeping an eye on would be the middle of next week, Dow.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on the possibility of severe weather and be glad we get some rain.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Still ahead, the Joplin Lady Eagles continue to fly high heading into tonight's matchup against Central in Springfield. And 3 straight victories have the Eagles poised to break into winning territory. Could they do it? The highlights up next.
The area's favorite premier gaming org.
The Joplin Lady Eagles ride a 3-game winning streak into tonight's home matchup, looking to push their record above 500 for the first time this season. The Eagles have found their rhythm over the past couple of weeks, outscoring opponents and building confidence with each victory. Tonight, they welcome the Springfield Central Bulldogs, a team searching for just their second win of the season at 1-7. Let's pick it up in the first quarter now. The Eagles show some solid ball movement. Alyssa Owens finds her rhythm as she nets Joplin's first points of the game. Into the second quarter now. Central's Clara Moody standing still, trying to make a play, but Soleil Parker trips her up, stealing the ball, drives in for that smooth layup there. Next play, Parker brings the ball up the court. The Eagles shake off the defense with some crisp passing. Owens drains a shot that's nothing but net. Central's Annalise Freeman attempts a shot near the basket, but it's blocked, and Parker makes a steal again, drives it in for an easy layup. No one there to stop her. The Joplin Lady Eagles take the win easily. Final score 49-18, improving their record on the season to 6-5. KOIM, Jet HD, and MSSU teamed up to bring you tonight's game live on our KOIM Plus streaming app. And we're planning on streaming future games as well. It's easy to download. Just search for KOIM Plus, available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. NASCAR Commissioner Steve Phelps resigns after 20 years with the organization. His departure follows a contentious antitrust lawsuit that exposed damaging private texts. That lawsuit, brought by 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports, revealed Phelps' critical messages about NASCAR drivers and team owners, including calling revered owner Richard Childress a stupid redneck, among other names. Childress now threatens legal action over those texts. During his tenure, Phelps helped guide NASCAR through the COVID pandemic and into the new media age. But the lawsuit and public exposure of his private communications ultimately ended his career. The settlement concluded 8 days of trial testimony that damaged Phelps' standing with fans and the racing community. We'll be right back. The Consumer Electronics Show is underway this week in Las Vegas. On the convention floor, there's everything from artificial intelligence to old school games to things that fly. Steve Wolford has details.
Trying to kind of consumerize private aviation.
From the floor of CES to your backyard landing strip in the next couple of years, a personal 2-seat electric-powered aircraft from Air and Emotive.
And we're trying to bring that experience to a lot more people.
Need something larger? Sambo Motors from South Korea is developing this 5-seat air taxi that could be hitting the market in about a decade. For something a little more down to earth and much closer to mainstream, Waymo's autonomous vehicles, offering new ride-hailing service in 20 cities, including Las Vegas.
What you're seeing here today is the 6th generation of the Waymo driver. The hardware, the software, and the AI-powered compute that really makes the magic happen, that makes it fully autonomous.
And according to Waymo's Chris Bonelli, 127 million miles traveled autonomously and a collision rate that's 10 times lower than human drivers. All made possible by artificial intelligence, which CES spokesperson Allison Freed says is running the table at this year's show.
AI is the huge story. We've got more than 4,000 exhibitors across more than 2.6 million net square feet of exhibit space, and almost every single one of those exhibit feet are occupied with some form of AI.
AI even finding its way into glasses equipped with tiny cameras and speakers to make you more artificially intelligent.
They see what you see, hear what you hear, and can summarize the things that are in front of you. They can give you notifications. They can help book dinner reservations for you.
And for a little futuristic nostalgia, how about a game of chess on a real chessboard against an AI robot capable of playing at a master level or all the way down to most of us? Well, they said that this thing will deliberately dumb itself down so you can beat it.
Wow, you know what, that's really kind of it. It's really fun to watch it actually move the pieces around, like physically, rather than just like seeing a screen flip.
And if you really want to go back to the future, start looking for these downsized arcade games with Space Invaders or Pac-Man. Or how about a Kodak Charmera keychain that looks like an old Instamatic camera with some high-tech firepower?
It takes a micro SD card up to 128 gigabytes, and so that's like 90,000 pictures you can have on this little keychain.
That convention wraps up Friday with an estimated attendance this year pushing 150,000. That Consumer Electronics Show, always a big hit, always some fascinating revelations, and typically what seems futuristic today becomes commonplace a lot sooner than you think.
Great Scott.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking back to the future. Looking into our future, maybe not so great.
Yeah, we've got some storms to deal with heading into the morning hours. So as you're waking up tomorrow morning, it might be a little loud out there. We do have a chance of these being strong to severe at times. A low but not zero tornado threat. I've isolated that area to northeastern Oklahoma between 6 and 9 a.m. Once these storms go linear, like you see on your screen here, between 10 and noon, we're really just looking at a wind threat.
I know you and the weather team will keep us informed as necessary. Thanks for joining us. Please do be careful out there, and let's make it a great tomorrow.